Howdy folks, Grok the Duck Farmer here, and I'm playing Focal on the FTOG server. And today, as I record this, it is Memorial Day in the United States. Now, the United States has two holidays where we remember those who have served in the military. In November 11th, and it's always November 11th, is Veterans Day, where anyone who has ever been part of the U.S. military, we celebrate their serving and we thank them for that. Now, Memorial Day is the last Monday of May, and so it kind of moves about, and it happens to be today. And Memorial Day is for those who have served in the U.S. military who have died while serving. And so it's not a day that you celebrate and go yay. It's more of a day you commemorate and then remember those who have fallen. And so what I decided to do is set up this little area here that I'm going to make a grave area, a grave site. And I originally set this up to be a little bit bigger. It went out around and a bit like that, and I said, I don't have enough resources to make enough graves here for this, because we do have Corell's tombstone in the pack, which allows that to happen. But I didn't end up making just a rectangle, and I said, it's kind of boring, so I bumped that out. If a simple rectangle is boring, add another rectangle, and it suddenly becomes less boring. These three dots here, they line me up with my base, so we'll just get rid of them. We don't need those anymore. And initially, I just laid out the stone up on the top, and then I said, no, I actually want corners. I have some walls, and I just wanted this to be down here, and this is where I can put some bars around as a fence for this area. Keep the cows and whatnot from coming across, because that's just rude. Anyway, the idea I wanted to have was just to set up a little grave area here. I do think I'll put a bar on top of these just because it draws the eye up. You just pulls it up. Yeah, yep, I like that idea. Probably, although you can't see it, I'll probably put a dark mage light on top of these to kind of light things up, but it'll be an invisible light so you won't see it. And I like that idea. Ooh, that's not so good. I may extend this out an extra block and put yeah, that doesn't look good at all. All right. So what I've got here are some construction blocks, and I only have 9 essences of undeath, which, if we look at the uses for, you can make graves out of them, a bunch of different types and styles. We just cycle through them, and I'll probably just stick with one, probably just the dark marble, because if we click on that, it's just stone with the grave dust, and I've got plenty of grave dust, so that should work. I may have to get more grave dusts. I don't know. Let's go ahead and grab these, and we'll just combine them real quick. And let's grab you, because I want to open up my crafting monitor. Let's put like this and grab that one. And I only have 9, which is unfortunate. Let's put a grave back here. I'm not sure if I can pick this up. We're going to find out real quick. I can. Good. Okay, so I can move them. I'm thinking of keeping that there like that. And if I grab, because it looks, to me, it looks kind of weird to have a gravesite that's that small. I've got a shovel right on me. Why didn't I use that? That, to me, graves are longer, or at least a gravesite is typically longer. So that to me looks better. I need to put another one here, and it won't be, or maybe over here to make it a little bit more symmetrical. I don't know. Anyway, I want to start decorating this a little bit, because, yeah, well, I've made some pretty good progress on this. Let me show you what I done did. I like how this extends much better than having the iron bar on top of it. Yeah, I also have those hidden lights on top of all of these now, so that works. And I got in here 8 graves. I've got an extra one that I actually put up there by the house. And then, oh, it's been enough time that these have pulled up a little soul here. I put some flower pots on here so I could put some flowers around and put them over here to the side for these guys. And then that doesn't quite work there. What I also did is this area I'd all cleared out, so I used my bone meal spell to sit there and fill this area up so it's all nice and green. And I'm waiting for it to turn night because then this will start to get foggy here, which I think is very cool looking. It's okay. It's technically night now. I could sleep, and hopefully nobody will sleep on the server. But as it gets dark, there we go. We get that little fog kicking in. I like that. I think that's a nice little effect. Oh, and somebody's sleeping. So, but and the fog will go away. And there it goes. So, one of the things that I was thinking about doing was setting up a little sitting area here, and I think I'll do it like this. Put an ebony stair there. Put another ebony stair there, and then I don't need these blocks here. Those they were just temporaries, and we're gonna put a little carpet on top so people can sit there and sit here. Not that it really works as a seating area. And then that's not a bad spot. Maybe we'll put it like here. Just yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. Now I need to find a flower to put into it. I've used all these flowers here, so none of these are all that interesting. I do have dandelions and pops. We'll do a poppy. That is a very classic flower for to remember our fallen, and so we'll do that. Okay, that works. Uh, I definitely need some other stuff going around here. Where's my shovel? There's my shovel. So uh, I made a little set of slabs so that I can just walk right up here. I like that a lot more. Let's make a little bit of a path up to here. And I don't know if I really want to do much of a path between. Yeah, I don't really want to do any sort of path between here. So we'll ignore that. Do I have? I've got some rooted dirt and oh, that's the coarse dirt. Okay, so I can put down some stuff like let's put a bit of coarse dirt in. Could I use a shovel right here? Yes, I could. Why am I not? I have no idea. Although I dig fairly fast, that's not a problem. Okay, I'll use a shovel. Fine. Not much of a difference there using the shovel, and then I have to then switch around to the dirt I want. Eh. uh, just a little bit faster, and then let's put a little bit more over here like this. You know, because people are kind of tramping around as they're walking around doing stuff here. Yeah, let's call that good. Don't really like this one. Let's turn that into a rooted. Okay, the next thing that needs is some grass in here. Not much, just a little bit in the corners where it's a little bit more difficult to mow, and that's okay. Just kind of breaks up the lines a little bit. Yes, it's very nice. Yeah, it's there. All right, so yeah, there we go. A quick little graveyard, a little path to get into this little area, and thinking of veterans. In my father, I mentioned, passed away within a month ago, and he served in the Air Force for the United States. He flew F-4 Phantoms, and there was an exchange program where we actually lived in England and Scotland for a while, and he flew the British Lightning during that time, and then came back to the States and flew the 106, the F-106, the Delta Dart. That was his favorite. He loved that plane, and He loved to fly with that one and loved flying. Unfortunately, the last 7 years of his career, he taught ROTC at a college. In fact, the same college he had gone to ROTC as a cadet, and he loved that. Working with the cadets there, the last 3.5, 4 years, we were in Germany, and he was a liaison officer. So the Army would talk to him in Army, and then he would speak to the Air Force in Air Force, and call in airstrikes and stuff like that for that. But he realized at 47, he had spent 21 years in the Air Force. He was not going to fly anymore, and a flight was his favorite. And so he retired, and so he served. My grandfather, his dad, was in World War II and served in the Pacific, and then my wife's grandfather, on her mom's side, served in World War II. So there's three that are veterans. None of them fell in war while in the service. Now, a great uncle of mine was in World War One and died there. And so he would be, somebody who we would actually remember here at Memorial Day as having fallen while serving. And there are sadly too many people who have, died while serving, and we remember their sacrifice, and we remember not today those who have served but haven't fallen. Our veterans, we remember them on Veterans Day in November. But anyway, that I don't have much time. I'm going to be doing some stuff here on Memorial Day. This will get released the day after. But yeah, it's one of those things where I do like remembering the history of the people we have around, and I'll also be able to use these graves, using the Corel tombstone mod to do some stuff. So they're useful as well as decorative, and something to remember the people who have served and in those cases have fallen during their service. And thanks to all of them. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer here, playing on the Focal mod pack on the FTOG server, and yeah, getting a little graveyard here set up for memorial reasons. And thanks for watching.